Oh my God. We are hitting the home stretch, you guys. It is day 355. That's a whole ass thing. That's completely wild. And the robot is back. The robot vacuum is. I'm starting to think that the Soap and Clay Kidlets actually turned this on just to mess with me during this right here. And actually, good on you, because that means that mama is raising you right. I am going to tell you all about the pour for day 355 in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Holy crap, we've done this for 355 days. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudzers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 355 of 365 days of soap, and today we are starting a new Amy Warden Soap Challenge thing. Yes, we are doing the Geodes Soap Challenge. Now, the Geodes are actually cool, and this is a more recent thing. I think it was done last month, right? And that's actually fun. There are two different ways that you can pour it that they gave you an option for. One was the way that I'm going to do it today with using a salt, a coarse salt, something like a kosher salt, not an Epsom salt, and really you do need a rather more coarse grain. So like a pink Himalayan sea salt is what I ended up using for mine, inside a slab mold that you then pour over the top, and you put different mica lines as well as actual mica lines with the powder, as well as like mica veins and stuff using, a mica dispersed in just unemulsified oil throughout the thing to create really cool crags and crevices and all the jazz. And full disclosure, I freaking love these bars. I loved this pour. I loved these bars. You can go back to my Insta and see how long ago I actually made this soap, because you can just look at the dates. And I am still in love with these soaps, for sure. Now let's go to the video. We'll talk more about the process and the technique and why I'm so very in love with these, where we usually do. There. Damn, guys, it's day 355. And we are using sea salt and orchid, which I think is a dupe, and it is so good. And yeah, that's the kaolin dispersed in water, for sure. Lots of kaolin. And 3 colors that we are using in weird ways. And there is some Himalayan salt, very, very coarse ground salt for that. Now, for this particular pour, I am going to be coloring all of the oils, save a little bit of oil that I actually kept out of the that I actually reserved from the total batch, that I mixed in, about 2 ounces of each I pulled out for the burgundy and the copper there, that will not be emulsified. Now, we are doing the Geodes challenge, which is actually like a recentish challenge for the Soap Challenge, Amy Warden's thing. And so I am making a double batch in this and then going to split it in half from top to, all the things, yes. But, so in order to do that, I'm going to have to do some very interesting things with mica lines kind of in the middle of the bar, and then I will also top the bar with more salt. And, God, I'm sorry, I'm completely I'm big weirded out right now. I saw the titles thing and it was like, hey, day 355. Like, what the shit? There's 10 days left. Wow. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. Like, thank you, every single one of you that tunes in and listens to my videos and does the things and all the jazz or whatever. 355 days of daily content is like, it's wild, which also means, you know, it's been a year since my kids got sent home from school and we're still all home and it's cuckoo bananas, you guys. Like, it's a thing. And I'm super geeking out about all of that, for sure. But, you know, this whole thing right here, I put some lye in my oils, and this is my lots of lather batch. I didn't really need it to be, it's my big bubble blend. I didn't really need it to be super fluid for this pour, because the pour in and of itself, very, very simple and very, very fun, because it's kind of like weird epoxy pours, wherein I'm pouring like 2, 4, 5 with the white too, about 5 ounces of unsaponified, unemulsified oils back into this weirdness, and then we'll pour that over the salt, and then, you know, do some other cool things to it. But look how cool that looks. Don't you want to see what that does with the pour? Me too. So for the pour for this guy, now for the challenge tutorial itself, it did actually say to just lay down your, like, just do a single layer essentially, and lay down your salt and then pour very gently over the salt so it doesn't move too terribly much. Now the idea is, because the salt does weird things within soap batter in general, because like soap, after it's saponified, it effectively becomes a salt, right? And so there will be some sort of like craggy bits and stuff as a result of what it's doing within saponification, which create really cool like craters and crevices and like geodes and stuff. And that's really awesome. I love that for sure. Now, as I said, because I'm doing a double layer of this, I'm having to do like sort of estimate, oh, I have about half in there now. So now I'm going to scrape the rest of the actual soap or the oils, the mica drizzle essentially, into this and mix it around to pour more of the second essentially group of soaps, and, you know, see what we come up with it for that. And unfortunately my camera died, and so you didn't get to see all of it, but let's go check out this cut. Okay, and onto the cut. Now, as I said, I topped the top with more salt so I can, you know, chunk these out in 6 chunks and then cut that in half. And so that is the bottom side that we poured onto, and then I put the salt on the top as well. And this pour, very, very easy, very, very beautiful, very, very fun for sure. And by beautiful, like, freaking look at that. Is that not just stunning? Does that not look like a geode? Like, so gorgeous. And yeah, I would say for this, it's like a 3.5 pound batch of soap basically. And I reserved, I think in total, between 5 and 6 ounces of oils that did not go into the batch. And I wouldn't go any further than that, because that did make some very stunning veins with that unemulsified oil and all of that. But anything more, and you're starting to get into the weirdness that I did with the epoxy pour thing like months and months ago. And so I wouldn't recommend that for sure. But that is so beautiful. And I really hate to cut through this, but I have to cut through it because that was how I decided to design this bar. And so then I'm just taking it to the regular cutter and planing off the top, and then you can see what's in the middle. And that's also the top, which I will show you, you know, what else can be done with that to make it look even more craggy and awesome after all of these are cut. But my God, that's so pretty. None of these are fully done at this stage though. Cutting them in half, I mean, I guess they could be. They could be done at this point. Cut them in half, and the pattern that is revealed in the middle is like the top of your bar. And that would be great because that's beautiful right there. That's absolutely stunning. Sure. But all that right there with the salt, like why would you put the salt in if you just wanted to go for, you know, the whatever, just like the cool veins? Like that's stunning in and of itself for sure. But the salt is actually, there's a secondary step to, you know, make this look more sort of craggy and have like more of a cool texture with some nice veins and stuff in it. And so I will show you that as soon as everything else is cut. But that's the point of the salt, is my point. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at it. It's so gorgeous. Like that is so beautiful. Now you see how my hands are getting kind of white. That's the titanium dioxide that was dispersed in oil, right? And it's not fully saponified yet. It's still a very, very soft bar. As the bar continues to saponify and cure out, it will absorb that. And that's why I mean no more than 6 ounces of oils that do not actually go through the emulsion. Any more than that, and you're going to have a hard time with the oils being reabsorbed by the soap. So keep that in mind for sure. And yeah, this salt is getting everywhere in all of this, and it becomes a secondary issue for all the people that are like, you should clean your gutter. That is so beautiful. Oh my God. That's lovely. Aha. Yeah, no, and this scent blend was actually perfect for this particular thing because you're putting salt in and doing all the things, but it's a really lovely blend too. There was not a single one of them from the Maple Street so far that I haven't liked. There just hasn't been. They've all been really, really delightful. Now, once they're all cut, you can do this and just take a skewer and pull out some of the salt to really expose the pattern and provide some sort of like texture and depth to the overall, you know, look and design of the bar, really. And you can just stop there. You can do you can just pull some of the salts out, and that's super cool for sure. And that makes a very pretty bar, a little bit of cragginess, and then you have the prettiness on the other side as well. You can definitely do that. Or you can take more of the salt out if you wanted to take essentially all of it out from either side. You could definitely take the skewer to that and do all of that. And I do that for a few of the bars for sure. And in a couple days, when the soap is a little bit more firm, I'm just going to run that through my planer and get the top craggy bits off. But, you know, see, like this is easy enough to do right now. In fact, the easiest time to do it is right now and not when it's firmer. And it's very cool. This is a cool pour. This is definitely something that I will do multiple times. I can see a use for this in my line in a lot of different ways. Like the wheels started turning as I was cutting this soap. Like, oh yeah, I can do this for this theme, I can do this for that. And none of those themes are geode related, like at all, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a geode soap. But you know, that was the pour. That was the point of the pour for this particular challenge. And so for that geode, yeah, it totally works. And I love the oh God, it's so cool with all the, even on the sides of the bar, it's just stunning, just across the board, all of it. It's very, very pretty. And again, a very simple thing to do. This is a fun one. I thoroughly enjoyed this one for sure. And that's good because we're almost at the end of all of the Amy Warden Soap Challenge challenges. And so many of them are just, you know, meant to be just kind of designed to be sort of tedious and not fun, or, you know, pull-throughs. And I'm just never a fan of that. But you can also do that. Like, it's a big crack down there, but then to really up the awesome of the crack, you can just take some mica and spritz your, I mean, you can do it this way, dry, but, so I'll show you how that works. So there it is. Or you can spritz your bar of soap with some rubbing alcohol before you lay your mica down, which I really do recommend for sure. And finding the right tool to get into those crevices is also, you know, fun, because you get to play with all the different random things that you have lying around your workstation at any given time, which is literally what I was doing at that exact moment. Or yeah, here you go. Spritz it, rubbing alcohol, and then fill in the gaps with the mica to really make everything stand out and be, you know, gorgeous and awesome, because that's really what this one is. It's so pretty. And like I said, I already have ideas to do this pour for at least 3 different themes that I'm working on, that I have in the works for year 2. And a pour like this will be in all 3 of those themes, because it fits perfectly with, you know, what those particular themes are. Did you hear me say year 2? That's probably going to happen. It's happening, right? But that is freaking stunning. That is just beautiful. I love these bars. I loved this pour. Just across the board, it was all so much fun, so enjoyable, absolutely delightful. It's a lovely way to, you know, kind of almost end all the soap challenges, because we're not quite done. There's a couple more, but we're hitting the home stretch, and I'm actually very, very glad of it. And I'm glad that, you know, the month of March was actually a lot of fun with all the soap challenges, and that was wildly different than February, because February was just tough. It was not a fun scent company that we were working with. The pours in of themselves are very tedious and long. Neither one is true for these ones. They were both absolutely gorgeous, and that's day 355. My Geodes soaps, and I can't wait to see what the Soapprentice does with hers. And there it is, my Geodes soaps, and holy crap, they're gorgeous. And yeah, this is definitely a technique that I would use over and over and over again. I can already see, I have some ideas for some themed soaps for sure, and I can see where this particular pour fits really nicely into those themes. Absolutely. So this is definitely something I'll be playing with more. And as far as like doing the scrapey scrape thing and taking out the salt, you totally can, or you cannot. Either way, they look really cool, and I showed you different how they look cool. And so yeah, it's like totally dealer's choice. You do your thing, you decide what works better for you and which one you like more. Putting more mica down into the line for that oh, that was pretty. I loved that for sure. If you're interested in these soaps, you can totally find them on the website at soapandclay.com tomorrow. Georgia May needs to do her geode soap, and she's actually doing a different technique entirely. So if you'd like to see what that technique is, subscribe to the channel. For those of you who are subscribed to the channel, hey, thanks for being subscribed to the channel. You're amazing, and I really do mean that. Thank you. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everything. You're great. It's day 355. I'm getting all nostalgic and crazy, and you guys have helped me through a really weird year. So thank you. I hope for my part I've been able to help you with something in whatever meager way I can do that. Thank you again for joining me for another round of 365 days of soap. I'm out of here for today. I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.